Hi, my name's Kelly and I've been a competitive open water swimmer for 18 years and a swim coach for 22 years. And today we're going to talk about body positioning for freestyle, for beginner swimmers, all the way to advanced athletes. It's all very applicable, even for children. This is very important. Your body positioning is everything in the water. Your body position determines your endurance. It determines your speed. It determines like how fast you can actually go in the water to optimize your own swimming ability. So most people that I see, for example, swimming just anywhere, basically, they're all bulldozers, which means that they're dragging the lower half of their body in the water and they're bulldozing through the water. They're pushing that wake, right? They're pushing all that water in front of them instead of slicing through it, okay? This body positioning is really gonna help you slice through the water. Your body positioning is affected by a couple things. It's affected by your body type, okay? That lean swimmer is gonna have a difficult time finding that perfect body position. You're gonna have to put some work into it, and that's okay, okay? That everyone else, the bigger body swimmers, you could still have an issue with body position that's really easy to hack. The people that you see swimming effortlessly, regardless of body type, they have good body positioning, okay? When you see an effortless swimmer, you're looking at good body positioning, okay? When you see someone bulldozing through the water and they're climbing, they're trying to climb out of the water, help me, right? This is what we need to work with. This is who I'm talking to right now, okay? So your body's a teeter-totter in the water, except for it's offset, right? It's offset by your center of buoyancy, which is your lungs, okay? So the majority of your body is on one side of your lungs, then a little bit more of your body is on the other side of your lungs, okay? Which is why that pressure, that pivot is just so important, okay? And holding that pressure, which is, it's a skill, you have to force that pressure. You have to put it in there. You have to put the pressure down while you're swimming every time, except for you're going to lose it, right? Because you're going to rotate, you're going to turn, you're going to take that breath, your arm's going to come out of the water, you're going to lose the pressure, right? You're going to enter back into the water, you're going to give the pressure, okay? You always have to remind yourself, swimming is a mantra, swimming is a meditation, okay? You have to go through every step in your brain and remember every single thing that I say until it's ingrained in you and you don't have to think about it anymore. So another thing that really affects body positioning is our spine. I've been a body worker and a healthcare provider for 17 years. I do massage therapy and I also do skincare. And we'll talk a lot about skincare as summer nears, and we'll talk about injury prevention in other videos also, and what to do when you do get injured and how to get over that, right? Back to the most important thing when it comes to body positioning is your spine. Your spine is everything in the water. Your spine, okay? Your core, people are like, oh my God, swimmers, core, blah, blah, blah. Your core is really important. Your core and your spine are the same thing, okay? We have curves in our spine because we're land animals, right? We have to absorb shock when we walk so that we don't, jingle jangle our brain, right? We don't want our brain to get all scrambled eggs, right? We wouldn't be that smart as swimmers if we couldn't think right. So our spine, the curves in your spine are very, very important for land. They are not important for swimming. In fact, you really want to take those curves out of your spine when you're swimming. And I'll give you a drill here coming up to help you kind of understand that when you get into the water. Pilates is a really, really great cross-training exercise because that's what it does. It gives you a lot of core strength, core stability, and it helps you take those curves out of your spine, right? So we have, the double chin, That's my favorite, right? It's not this. It's not this, right? You're not Kate Ledecky. You can't swim like this. You know, she can swim like this. She's a freaking dolphin, okay? She's using her spine in the most subtle ways to ride over every single curve of the water. When you get there, call me and we'll swim together, okay? But you're not Katie Ledecky. So don't mimic your strokes off of these elite athletes. You're a beginner, okay? You need to break it down. We're breaking it down, okay? Double chin. That's for your cervical spine, okay? It's almost like you're looking at your belly button. Remember, because we want that negative 2 degree incline where your head is lower than your feet, okay? Tuck that. It's not even a chin tuck. It's not a chin tuck. It's not a chin tuck. It's a double chin where you kind of look at your belly button. Okay. That's also a really great way to get the pocket on the breath, which I talked about in my first video, which that's down the line, right? Where you breathe, right? But that's a great way to get it. Okay. Turn your head, grab that pocket, right? For your thoracic spine, right? That curve naturally is kind of going back, right? We want to press it forward a little bit. So double chin, cervical spine pressing forward, or thoracic spine pressing forward. That's also how you put pressure on your bubble, your lungs, your center of buoyancy, is by bringing this thoracic spine, your rib cage, that's your thoracic spine, forward. Double chin, straighten out your spine. For your lumbar, the lower part of your spine, it's a pelvic tilt, okay? It's a posterior pelvic tilt, which means you're taking the curve out of your lumbar, you're tilting your tailbone forward, tucking it in, you're straightening that out. And you want to be in this position while you swim, ideally freestyle, long axis strokes, freestyle and backstroke all the time. You know, for butterfly and breaststroke, your short axis strokes, you want to get back into that position every time. You want to shorten that spine, come up, pop up, shrink that spine and build all that intense energy and then explode right into that perfect straight spine body positioning. So a drill that you can do with this is a sandwich. I like to call it the sandwich, or like the Oreo cookie, you know? So you get 2 kickboards and you lay down, face down in the water on one of the kickboards, and you put the second kickboard on top of you like a sandwich. And you try to tilt your pelvis and and it's actually a lift. It's a neck lift, right? With your cervical spine, because you want to bring that up, right? So this curve is down. If I'm laying horizontal, this is down, right? Same with my lumbar. And then the thoracic is up. We want to smooth all that out. So you lay in between the 2 kickboards like a sandwich, hold your breath, and really try to adjust your spine. Bring up your cervical spine, press down on your thoracic spine, bring your lumbar spine up with that posterior pelvic tilt and put that pressure into the kickboard, and then rotate around your bubble and bring up your legs. If you can float like that, where all of your spine is touching the top kickboard and your legs are lifted up at the surface because of that pressure that you're putting in the front, then you're in a really great place, you know? How long can you hold that? I mean, obviously you're holding your breath, right? Pop your head up, take a quick breath, okay? Take a quick breath, go back into it. Swimming is literally about that body position, breaking it to take your breath, breaking it to do whatever, do a butterfly stroke, break it, get back into it. Break it, get back into it. How fast, how efficient can you break your straight spine and get back into it? It's gonna break, okay? You know, like Nathan Adrian, you know, maybe his spine doesn't break in the 50 freestyle because he doesn't have to do a flip turn, right? What a lucky duck, okay? We can do a flip turn tutorial too in another video. So your body position is crucial, you know? Are you a bulldozer? Are you dragging through the water, right? Let's get back in there. For our dry land exercises, do a wall squat. Okay, do a wall squat. See if you can get every single vertebra to touch the wall, all the way up to the top of your occiput, right? And then once you've got that with your wall squat, can you do it standing up straight? Because that's what swimming is. Your knees aren't bent, your hips aren't bent. It's easier to do it when your hips are bent, but can you do it when you're standing up perfectly straight? Can you tilt that pelvis, especially that pelvis, It's really easy to just lay in the water, straight spine, and not move, right? On that kickboard in that sandwich. That's easy. It's harder when you put it all together and now you're doing freestyle and you pull your freestyle and you rotate your body and your lumbar goes out, right? How do you hack that? How do you fix this? You must anticipate it. They talk about for advanced technique, they talk about having a relationship. It's an energetic relationship. It's an energetic relationship between, let's say, the palm of your hand, where I'm getting my pull from and my catch, to my opposite hip bone, and I bring these together. And I straighten out my my lumbar spine as I go into my rotation, and I suck my belly button deep into my spine and support my lumbar from my belly, okay? As I do that, I'm anticipating to take my breath, right? So I turn, I take my breath. I want to expand, really, really focus on expanding the diaphragm. Everyone's like belly breath, belly breath. This isn't yoga, okay? I love yoga. This isn't yoga, okay? This is swimming, okay? You want a diaphragm breath, and obviously your abdomen is going to expand a little bit, but you want to keep that abdomen contracted to support that new lumbar position that is straight, and you've worked out the kinks, okay? All the Pilates you can do. If you have back issues from swimming, if you have super poor body position, if you're just bulldozing and dragging yourself through the water, your head is a huge factor, okay? Where is your head in the water? I'm trying to turn for you. We want the majority of our head underwater, like we've talked about in previous videos. We want the water line to hit the top of our head right here in our core. Okay, this is my core, okay? Right here, right down my spine. I really want to be one with the water. That's how you're going to be a good swimmer, okay? When you're walking around on land, are you like one with the air? Right? That's your element. You don't even have to think about it. You're one with the air, okay? You have to be one with the water when you're swimming. And to do that, you have to align your core with the water. Literally, this is right here. I know I'm talking about some metaphysical stuff right now, and it's really deep, and it is really deep, but guess what? This is how you're going to be a good swimmer, okay? Don't you want to be a good swimmer? When you're swimming that freestyle, let that water hit you right here, right at the top, okay? Turn your head and don't deter. As you rotate around, keep that water line right here. Don't let it slip. Don't let your water line slip, okay? Rotating through your body position, takes a lot of skill, okay? I really like working on yoga balls. I really like, getting horizontal on yoga balls. Grab something you can hang on to. When we were kids, we used to hold each other's feet, hold each other's hands, and spin up on yoga balls and stuff like that to practice body positioning. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, like Pilates, like my sandwich float with the 2 kickboards, to get you aware of your body position. Get on those wall squats. This is good dry land training, okay? Then stand up straight. The more you do this, the more flexible your spine is going to be, the easier it's going to be for you to get into these positions. The more that you do this, the stronger your core is going to be, let's say, like your abdomen, to pull that posterior pelvic tilt up and straighten out that lumbar spine, which is what you really need to do, okay? So these are very important, straight spine swimmers, okay? Thank you so much for tuning in today. I did have another supplement that I really love talking about. I take this all the time. This is Trace Minerals Complex. I'm all about detoxing. This has iodine, zinc, selenium, copper, magnesium, molybdenum, potassium. There's just so much in here. When you're a pool swimmer, if you're not considering your iodine, then we need to talk, okay? Chlorine takes up the same amount of space in your thyroid. You can fight it with iodine. So I will often take, when I'm pool swimming, I take this every night. This is Trace Minerals Complex from Seeking Health, and I have an affiliate link in my accounts. So the chlorine exposure is a really big deal when you're a pool swimmer. I'm an open water swimmer, but I grew up being a pool swimmer. I don't even want my kid to be a pool swimmer. You can take the Seeking Health liposomal vitamin C when they have it back in stock, and you can add a teaspoon, to a little spray bottle, pop that in your swim bag, and, spray yourself before your swim. We really need to detox ourselves from the chlorine, and iodine is going to help take up that space. Iodine is something also that you have to be careful when you take, just because it's just one of those things that you can take too much of, okay? So working with a doctor is a really good idea. Maybe getting some levels tested is a really good idea. I really like listening to your body and being intuitive, and pulsing my supplements is a really good idea. Like, I didn't take this last night. I like to take mine at night. You really need to take it with food. Trust me. The Trace Minerals Complex is what you need to take with food. And I really like to do my sauna sweating. And so Trace Minerals Complex is really going to help me with my detox and supporting my detox and replenishing my body with some of the stuff that I might have lost during my detox that I really want to keep and that I really need. So hopefully I've convinced you to quit chlorine and become an open water swimmer, and to take your body positioning into consideration, and to really, really work on like those Pilates moves, and get that straight spine when you're swimming. And let me know how that works for you. Let me know how being aware of that straight spine is really affecting your swimming and how much better you're doing. I really want to hear all about it. Thanks so much for tuning in.